We got a big boy today.
That's what she said.
Hey, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. I thought there was a logo back here, but there's not. However, these guys right here are the new Way of Wade 2-pack. It's actually a retro collection, which is really cool. I grabbed these over at Sunlight Station, by the way. I've only seen them in 2 places. As far as someone that lives here in the States, sorry, I don't know if that's in the way.
It totally is.
Is it? My bad, guys. But no, so seriously, the only places that I've seen these available in the States, well, Sunlight Station is one of them. They're not in the States, they're in Australia, but they will ship anywhere. And then the second place is Amazon. So those are the only 2 places. Li-Ning does have an official store in the Way of Wade brand on Amazon for anybody curious. And this is the remix pack featuring 2 shoes, which I've unboxed already, so I just try to make it easier. But it features my favorite Way of Wade model, the Way of Wade 1, and one of my least favorites, the Way of Wade 7. So just to go over everything real quick, they come just like this, okay? So there's eggshell padding in here. It's legit. These actually came with some stance socks, which is pretty much like their thing. As far as Sunlight Station goes, you always get like extra goodies with all your stuff. If you were interested in grabbing anything from them, we'll leave a link down below in the description box. And I believe we still have a promo code. I can't remember, but if we do, we'll leave it down there. All right, so I'm just gonna put these right here, let them sit there, marinate for a little bit. And I will talk about these briefly because I don't like them. It's just not a Wade shoe that I loved on court. This one does feel better underneath because it's got solid rubber instead of what I actually used, which was translucent. I have, you know, things trigger memories and stuff like that. So when I see this shoe, I just remember getting yelled at in the gym by this asshat because I kept sliding everywhere, so I kept trying to wipe my shoes and he's yelling at me saying like, stop worrying about your shoes. I'm like, bro, I can stick to the floor. I'm like ice skating in here. You know what I mean? So I did take off the shoes and I put on something better, but I will always remember that I got yelled at by some random dude in the gym. Good old 24. Boy, how I miss and don't miss playing there. The main thing though, between these packs, this is the second one I believe that's released. There's another one as well, but basically they're kind of like flipping things. So like this is a popular colorway on a different Wade model, the Sting Wade. And then this is a popular colorway on a different model as well. I just can't remember which one. I think this was on the 6. These are what you call the what?
The Crocs.
Yes. And the more that I do see them, the more that I kind of, you know, agree. One thing I will say that is cool is that this overlay right here, well, not cool, it is a synthetic material, but the texture that they put on it made it look like leather. So I really like that as far as the visual goes. The logo right here on the top is reflective and everything. I suppose I should just show you. So there you go. Laces are reflective. Those laces are mad reflective. And these also have like weird, like, I don't know if it's on purpose, but they got like extra little flakes on them. Might be just from the laces though, like coming off, but yeah. So there you go. So I thought that these might play really well, but they didn't, especially coming off of the 6. The 6 was amazing. I think it's probably my favorite of the Wade models, performance-wise, is the 6. The 4s are a close second, but this guy right here was mad disappointing to me, so I'm just gonna leave those over there. And now these guys right here are the main shoe in the pack that I think makes the pack almost worth it. The price is very expensive because it is a 2-pack of shoes, which is unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen just a retro of the one, but this guy right here reminds me of the early days of YouTube, where we were the first ones, I believe, on the platform to even review a Li-Ning product. And then we were the first to review the Wade shoe in particular. The first 2 shoes that I reviewed from Li-Ning was, I don't know. Let me look real quick. Fun fact right here though, the Wade 1 performance review was 7 years ago.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah, I know, but like still. So the first shoe that I reviewed was 8 years ago, and it was the Li-Ning Turning Point. Those were awesome. Those were a great shoe. Oh, the other one was the Villain. And those are pretty good too, but I like the Turning Point the most. I think that those were great. However, this guy right here is when, you know, kind of hit the fan as far as sneakers go, because prominently it was Nike Jordan. Wade was part of that. He was part of both families technically, because he was part of Converse first, which is owned by Nike. But he went from Converse to Jordan. It was a big deal. They made a big to-do about it. Unfortunately, he was just the first of many that they did that with. Russell Westbrook was one of them, and now Zion Williamson is another one, where he's going to be the flagship guy, you know what I mean? But we'll see how long that lasts. And this guy right here was just really interesting because about 2 to 3 years into the contract, he left and didn't re-sign and decided to go with Li-Ning of all brands and make his own brand, the Way of Wade brand or the Wade brand. And I think that that's really crazy because the whole theme behind his shoes has been paving your own way. And I just think that that's really awesome that he was able to do that. This shoe right here clearly pays tribute to some of our favorite shoes ever. Got a little bit of a Jordan 3 vibe to it. The first colorways were Jordan 4, the black and cement, which is a Jordan 3 thing, but then there was a white and cement, which is a Jordan 4 thing. Those are the ones that I had. I really wish that I have those still. I do not. When we moved up here to Sacramento, there were so many shoes where I was just like, yo, dude, I can't keep all this. And so we got rid of a lot, well over 300 pairs. And one of the ones that was gotten rid of was those. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but I really do miss the shoe. Glad to have it back. I do wish that it was an original colorway. I'm not a fan of the Sting Wade, but these are still dope. So what these actually offer, I'm gonna start off with the upper real quick. These guys right here are all quality everything. Like you can, man, it just smells good, dude. And the smell, it's kind of like a Jordan 1 where like I smell it and I remember the original smell because it's just like that. But the upper is all leather. It's super thick. The toe rand and the heel panel is Stingray. So it's got this really cool sheen to it. It looks great. And I just think it's really interesting that they're able to get leather to look like this because it looks kind of like the Kobe's with the polyurethane little panels on there and everything like that. The midsole is what I guess you can consider Li-Ning's old tech, which is bounce and cushion. Those are the cushion's names. And they were featured in the heel and forefoot. We do have a carbon fiber shank right there, as well as the D-Wade or DW traction pattern, which is cool. I don't remember these being a fantastic performer, but I do think that they look really cool. Everything, again, like I was saying, is super premium. Everything looks great, feels great. This is a 1-for-1 retro too. Granted, it wasn't that long ago when the originals released, so I'm sure that they didn't like mess anything up. And being that Li-Ning is in China and most likely owns their own factories, they probably still have the tooling and all that stuff. So it's probably easier for them to recreate something like this than it would be for someone like, you know, Reebok or Jordan Brand, where who knows where those original tooling molds are now. If they're even still around, they might have been discarded completely. As far as sizing is concerned, this is where things get tricky because these fit true to size. They fit perfect 1-to-1. If anything, if you have a really wide foot, you might want to go up half a size. However, those fit hella big and you want to go down half a size and you can't swap the pairs in the pack. So I think that that's kind of a miss thing where, you know, they don't fit the same. So that's a bummer, but at least you know.
I don't even want to talk about these.
it's that bad? You just don't like those, huh?
I don't like them, and I don't like crapping
on product.
Yeah, so
unless it's a Jordan. Or a Penny, or an Iverson, or a Shaq. Jeez. Sorry, go on.
Anyways, these though, these are cool.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
I've always really appreciated the Wade line in general. Even the ones that I don't like, I at least appreciate the product. This one in particular, I don't know what about, it's just really cool.
I really like the color scheme and I like all the textures.
That's something that they definitely do well. Like the colors on the midsole are like super glossy, and then the uppers could be really matte. And then other colorways, like the black and cement ones, the upper looked like patent leather, like it was wild. So yeah, so I just really like this shoe. It's super clean too. I think that most people would like these if they had a swoosh on them, but they don't have a swoosh on them, so they're gonna pretend like these aren't cool, but it is what it is.
Nah, they have their followers.
No, Li-Ning definitely has its followers. The Wade brand in particular, there's a few people in the US that we know personally that are diehards with the Li-Ning stuff, and I think that that's great. One of the coolest things though is that the athlete is very well connected with his product, and so if you show his stuff love, he shows you love back, which is really cool because he and I follow each other, Dwayne Wade, and I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite players. At one time he was, during that championship run. I wanted those Wade 2s from Converse, remember that? I almost bought them like a handful of times, and every time I did what I loathe now, which is I chose a Nike, you know what I mean? Because you're trying to get your money's worth. So believe me, I understand. That's why I try to talk about it, because it's like, trust me, there's other stuff. It's funny, because I don't remember the Nike I passed the Converse pair up for. But I remember still really wanting the Converse. So it's one of those things where it's like, I probably would have had a better experience had I just bought what I really wanted.
Right.
Instead of what I felt like. You know what I'm saying? That's where I try to help people out, get you to know the product a little bit so you can feel comfortable about buying it. If you're even interested in it in the first place, which I was. There was nobody back then being like, yo man, the Converse Wade 2s are dope. You know what I mean? And it was his play on the court where I was like, yo, Wade's a beast. I want to get these. So that pretty much takes care of it for these guys. Again, this is the Way of Wade 2-pack featuring the Way of Wade 1 and those. The Way of Wade and the Way of Wade 7. There is a second pack also. I actually did not like that one. I can't remember the upper that they put on these. It was silver and blue.
So it's the same 2 shoes.
Same 2 shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they did like a countdown pack thing.
That's what I thought
where
it was.
they were like adding them together to make.
I thought maybe it was like the 1 and the 7, the 2 and the 6.
No, what they're doing is they're giving you the 1 and the 7, surprisingly not the 8. Probably because the 8 costs so much to manufacture, because that's got a lot of stuff in it. But they're putting on colorways of the other shoes.
Yeah, I get that.
Onto these. So that's where the tributes come from. But if you were interested, again, I don't know how many like sizes are left, but I've only seen them in 2 places. If you're located in the US, again, Sunlight Station and Amazon. So if you were interested, links will be down below in the description box. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Are you an OG viewer? Were you around 8 years ago? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Made it.
I was struggling. That's why I was like, if I talk, I'm gonna have to be like, hold on, I gotta get this, and then I'm gonna change a color.